everybody, it's Melissa here. Just getting ready to start some Halloween cards for the season. Found this cute Inka Dinka Doo stamp that I'd picked up last year and never got to use. Some trick-or-treaters. Just inked that up there with the Memento Tuxedo black ink and stamped that onto 110-pound CC Designs Copic quality paper. And grabbed my Copic markers, really easy to color, didn't do a whole lot of advanced methods or anything, just used a few different colors, did some real simple blending, used 3 colors here on the pumpkins, the Y38, YR04, and YR18, just to add some depth. And then I'm going to pick up a couple greens here for the witch's face, and then also for the little jumper that the jack-o'-lantern guy is wearing. And I used YG11, YG63 for those. Just trying to keep it really simple. Didn't want to do too much shading. And then just really wanted to keep it simple. Of course, the other 2 figures are mostly white, so I just used a little bit of my BV00. Just wanted to, add a little bit of dimension to it without having to do too much coloring. And I did end up using my colorless blender to just kind of blend that out a little bit and make it look a little bit more natural. And everything else I left pretty much the same. Did go ahead and cut that out with my Spellbinders oval dies. And used a piece of black cardstock that was cut with the scallop ovals to mount that onto the back of. So grabbed some purple cardstock, and then I found some stash from last season that I didn't get to use. It's part of the Cloud9 Design seasonal Halloween paper. Just random pieces that I cut into little strips and went ahead and just adhered that to the purple cardstock. I'd seen a similar design here on YouTube and I really wanted to try it just to see what it would look like. So I went ahead and did that and just used my ATG gun there to adhere them to the piece of cardstock. And originally thought I'd put it in the center, and you'll see I kind of play around with different ideas there, but used my Amy R. Ghostly Greetings sentiment set and found this Boo stamp that I stamped onto a piece of white cardstock again, and adhered that to the back of some purple cardstock that was again cut out with the Spellbinder scallop circle dies. And then I decided to go ahead and add some ribbon, which I'm kind of wishing I'd used a different ribbon. It's particular ribbon's kind of hard to deal with. Doesn't always like to work with me or tie exactly the way I want to, so it was just right there on my desk, so I went ahead and just used it. You'll see I end up kind of fiddling with it because it doesn't want to exactly tie where I want it to. But then went ahead and just cut off the extra strips there with a pair of scissors, and then went ahead and adhered my stamped image with some 3D adhesive. Ended up putting the stamped image a little bit off to the right just so it would lay a little bit straighter with that bow on the side there. And then went ahead and did the same thing with the sentiment. Ended up putting it in the top left corner there. I kind of played around with it for a little bit. And that's pretty much it for the top. I just put some tape on the back and used my ATG gun to adhere that to a piece of black cardstock that I used for my card itself. And then for the inside, I decided to go ahead and keep the same design. So I just grabbed another piece of purple cardstock and started adding some of those different strips of paper. Really no rhyme or reason to this, just kind of picked up what was next to me and started laying it down. Tried as much as possible not to put 2 pieces that were identical next to each other. As it would have it, there's always going to be something that is really close to its partner, but it ended up working out okay. You'll notice things didn't seem to fit on this one. And I realized a little bit later here, you'll see that the piece of purple cardstock, I totally forgot to actually trim the other edge, so it's a little bit longer than it's supposed to be. And you'll see here in a second, I go ahead and actually end up removing it and starting over. Didn't want to bore you with the start over, so I went ahead and just shut the camera down for a second and redid that page. So here we are again. Going to go ahead and just use that ATG gun, add a little bit of adhesive, and adhere that to the inside of the card. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.